my house and tefillin on. And anybody ever goes through such a situation, first of all, I wrote most of the beginning of Hashem here to save the world from the Sitra Acher and the Sutton. And I do a Shmira basically voluntarily to help the world to be successful with the Tov and the good, to mevatel the Raf in the world. My name is Rabbeinu Yaakov Sobel Yosef Chaim Old the Handyman, David Isha Orchestra, and Mishla Messenger Pekala Package Express, and I did have the short ride car service, but I don't even have a vehicle for short ride car service now anyways, and I'm basically out of a home for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Basically, I'm sleeping back in my truck. Due to the terrible people in Lakewood that from the Sitra Acher, it caused me all the tsaras. But here I'm now at Albert Shul in Lakewood. I would like to blow the shofar here. This morning I blew several places the shofar. I blew the shofar in several places, and I actually went to my doctor, and he looked a little down. And I have a kameya for refuah, I have a kameya for everything, basically. All the 11 kameys for the gula. And if anybody ever needs a certain refuah or a certain bracha, they can either contact me at 848-238-4432 or 329-225-2339, or find me wherever you are in the shul that I am in. And you can ask me for a bracha, you can ask me for some help for refuah. Like the other day, they said a certain kid needed refuah, so I took out the kameya of his name and the kameya of refuah. Sometimes I take out the kameya of his father's name or his mother's name as well. His mother has refuah as well. And as I blow the shofar and I get to the trua, basically, Chana Shem Hashem, Shem HaFirish, that kameya, basically, and when the kameya is next to it, Mechavish Hashem Echad, to basically Mrapa and Matzal the person to the situation. And the same goes with Parnasa. So Mechavish Hashem Parnasa is just like saying the whole Parshas in one second, but Kiyah Shofar. And done in a lot of shuls, people hear it, they think it's stiyot, they don't know what I'm talking about. But people know that I use the Shem Havaya. Basically, I'm an Einikel Benach Ben Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov used to know how to do these things. And since then, there have been very few people who know how to do it. And Noam Malchus do these things. And Zisha, these people knew how to be Chaim the Shem Havaya, to, as Mekubalim, to basically rap with people. Baruch Hashem, I learned that method. People are asking me who's my Rebbe, this and that. I look up to the Rebbeinu Shalom, has been my best Rebbe for all these years. As I went through Derech Chaim for several years, and I had certain chavusas that turned me down, basically. I found the only chavusas as good either my Rebbe or the Rebbeinu Shalom himself. And my Rebbeim basically surpassed teaching me. They only teach other students, and me, I basically have to rely on the Rebbeinu Shalom basically to learn by it. So I love to blow my shofar now, but I can't disturb the shul. Baruch Hashem, Chasdei Hashem, I'm able to put my talis and tefillin again since 4 to 6 weeks. I was battling this terrible chelem ayin, the coiach that was used on me. And Mordechai Tzaddik went through this. It's more than Rabbanan B'Shem Shkolem, I think Psachma as well. And I just sold him Psachma Shkolem. And basically, it's very hard when a person has to go through it. So basically, the only antidote is all the doctors give you medication. Medication goes 1,000 times worse when together with the sorcery that they use, hatumuh. The only antidote is basically vinegar. It's more in the sense of Avodah Zarah. The vinegar is active coiach hatumuh. And if you use that vinegar, basically, your depends a certain amount. I use it basically also on purity, because certain people use certain methods of impurity on you and you don't even notice it. Some people have a ruach kedusha, they can feel it. They're able to trace the impurity powers. And to the kedusha, which I have, and I'm able to tell who has it, who's doing it, the impurity powers, and who they are, and what they are doing exactly, and how to stay away from them. And the best method is using white vinegar, a little vinegar in every drink of yours, a little vinegar in all your food. Even a cousin of mine told me this, in which I wasn't surprised that he knew it, but he probably got it from his parents. That I met him in the store, and he was buying vinegar, and he paid for my vinegar. And it's been a pleasure for using a little bit of vinegar in every single food I am, every drink I am. Not only that, these ladies are going around the stores, touching bottles and impurity them, using impurity powers on the bottles and making people drink them and become sick, as they contaminate the bottles in the stores when they touch them. Notice that in a lot of Wawa stores. And it's been, so whenever you open it, right away pour like a capsule of vinegar in it, and that will basically clear all the impurity powers that they had contaminated in the food or in the wood that you are. Because or else these ladies, they have certain powers, and it's scary because a person can be fully awake, fully slept, and before he knows, he has no strength to stay awake because of their powers. And even though it's the powers that doesn't exist, but when the way they use it, they're able to trace impurity threads and make you suffocate from them. And a lot of people don't even notice that sometimes they can use in their air conditioning systems and shuls, with impurity urine and samples and things like that from the toilet, make it go up. So that's why we have to be very rapid and not leave any toilets stuff in the toilet, and put the brush, especially when there's a brisk going on, because then it can make the baby very sick as well. So anyway, so this is my I'm waiting for phone again, and playing this video on my coiach channel, my regular Yaakov Y Stern channel, and you should all have Resource Tavis. Grada might have to be in the battlefield again. This is Shabbos battling for Shmira, for Klal Yisrael. People don't even understand how I sense and how I'm able to tell it, but it's a hard battle, and very few people know how to do it, especially in Kabbalah. In the times of Hitler, Yimach Shammai, Hitler killed out all the Kabbalah, so there shouldn't be anybody to save them from all the impurity powers. And that's how he was able to make all the women sick, all the women crazy, all the Jewish women crazy, and do all the things. And there's a lot of people who practice that in order to take away people's children, to make the women, the mothers, crazy, and do certain things to the parents in order to divorce them and take away kids. My family was a victim of that, and the ones who were doing these things is the Ungers, the Pels, the Seabags, the Newhouses. A lot of people work in their system basically to make a lot of women crazy, to take the children away. They usually pick on women and families that have nice kids, good-looking kids, so they can make iron hearts in kids. And Baruch Hashem are able to detect that as well. And a lot of people suffer from that. And through iron heart, they sometimes line up a certain boy in a certain area. They hypnotize him and it's all asleep. It was done to me the other night, and Baruch Hashem, I got them back last night for that as well. I made them shoot him pickles and peels out of their Johnny Hooligan. Well, anyways, have a great day. Let's look around. Have a great Shabbos. Kol Tov. Bye-bye. My phone number again is 848-238-4432. And let's look around. Have a good Shabbos. Bye-bye.